What happened in Richland County was unprecedented.
This was a very rare event.
We have not ever seen anything like this.
I've not seen anything as devastating as that flood.
It was the breaking of one dam that led to the breaking of another dam.
I really didn't expect the lake to overflow.
We have 26,000 people that are without power.
It's just water all around.
Very uncommon, especially for this area.
The National Weather Service indicated life-threatening rainfall across the area.
The National Weather Service is warning of catastrophic flash flooding.
I don't know if the worst is over yet, so we've got to prepare that there still could be some more bad things happening, so we're doing that.
People in this community are very resilient.
The citizens are just absolutely wonderful.
It's pretty incredible to see the whole community come together and try to solve the same problem.
I think they've been innovative with the county's help.
It was incredible to see the collaboration.
Just resolving those issues. I think the recovery phase has been very successful.
We couldn't live anywhere better in terms of watching people that when tragedy set in, we could set aside all things that divide us and come together and take care of one another. It was really an outstanding thing to watch.
Arcadia Lakes is a small town. We have about 900 residents, populated not just by people but by lakes, and so that's what brings us here. We had taken preparations to accommodate the water to the best of our ability. We had opened the gates to drain the lake because DHEC there had been warnings that such action should be taken, and it was. But with that action and never having experienced anything as bad as the flood of 2015, I really didn't expect the lake to overflow.
I don't think any community could have withstood the kind of rainfall that occurred in Richland County on October 4th. There was just too much rainfall in such a short amount of time. Leading up to it, that Wednesday and Thursday, the computer models were indicating historic rainfall possible across the central Midlands, and trying to grasp what those computer models were showing us was very difficult. It's like, this has got to change. But the models kept holding steady, and by that Friday before, it really looked as though we were going to be in big trouble with significant rainfall. The National Weather Service indicated life-threatening rainfall across the area for the weekend.
So rainfall really picked up on Sunday, and that was where we saw very unusual readings for this area. And that's when you started really seeing your problems, compounding upon the rain, the normal rain that we had seen leading up to that event.
We gathered there over the weekend. We were ready for it as best we could, but there wasn't anything we could do about it. We were waiting for the rain, we were waiting to send out supplies and help. We had shelters opened. Later that night when the rain started, it was surreal.
The National Weather Service in Columbia has issued a flash flood warning for Richland County in central South Carolina until 1:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
It was early on a Sunday morning, and as we started hearing the reports of the seriousness, most of the lakes had let down their level, had opened up gates, had done things to prepare. We had had forecasts that we were going to have some very serious rain event, but certainly had no idea to the level that we did, and we also did not realize that the dam constructions that have been done decades ago were in such a shape that it was the breaking of one dam that led to the breaking of another dam that caused so much of the damage.
Nowhere in the record books that go way back to the late 1800s show anything of the magnitude that occurred in Richland County during the flood of October 15. That kind of rainfall is just unheard of, and the amount of rainfall, the duration of the rainfall, it's not surprised to see the disaster that happened on those days in October.
The slow-moving storm system dumped over 16.5 inches of rain here in Columbia Sunday alone. That, according to the National Weather Service, made it the single rainiest spot in the U.S. in more than 16 years, following what officials are calling a 1,000-year storm.
A 1,000-year flood is statistics. It factors in duration and the amount of rainfall. We had so much rainfall come down in such a short amount of time that what it equates to is an event that happens approximately once every 1,000 years. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't happen again in our lifetime. It just means that what occurred is such a rare event that it probably may not happen for another 1,000 years. That shows you, well, it gives you an idea of just how rare something like that could possibly be.
In my lifetime, I've never seen anything like this.
Never, in all my time, even on council, anywhere else, I've not seen anything as devastating as that flood. And to be able to recover to the level we are now, I think it's just fantastic.
The memories were going to the bridge on Decker that was out, the bridge in Arcadia Lakes that was out, the bridge on Forest Drive that was out, and that's when you just started to understand the magnitude of the damage in this part of the county.
You know, great damage was done. Water washed down and over their lakes upstream from this lake, and the stream that feeds into this lake, tremendous amount of water came down into this lake and carried with it all manner of debris, and it was enormous. So the county did a great job in providing relief and debris disposal, collection and disposal.
What was probably great about it is just simply the county's preparation for it. Our emergency service department, I thought, did an excellent job, first of all, being prepared for it, getting everything in ready, anticipating it happening, and then moving from there with the recovery and rescue efforts and moving forward with getting folks into their homes and things of that nature. So I think it was a challenge for our community, but I think our community really came to the task. And I'm so proud of first of all, the confidence the county residents had in us in terms of moving through this process, and their commitment and patience. They understood that we were working due diligently and doing all we can do for them, and they worked with us. So what I was most impressed about our residents is their patience and willingness to work with us.
After the fact, when people were left without homes, they were flooded out, they were in shelters throughout the county and elsewhere, the citizens who had fewer impacts on their side and their property came out to help those who were most in need, and seeing that was just uplifting during the course of this whole disaster.
It's pretty incredible to see the whole community come together and try to solve the same problem. You see people at the worst of times, but people are behaving and being the best that they can be at that time. So that's really powerful and gives me personally a different view upon the community.
As tragic as the flood was, as damaging as the flood was, it presented a great opportunity for the town and the county to collaborate in ways that it had not done before.
It was incredible to see the collaboration, neighbors in parts of the county that went out in canoes and rescuing people and their animals and their pets.
We're working with the city of Columbia, working with all the emergency service individuals, working with all of your individuals who are engaged in law enforcement. Just the regular constant meetings and collaboration with those groups is what really made it work, particularly during the main phase, what I'm talking about, during that time of recovery and rescue. That effort was just tremendous.
We depend on the county, as I'm sure all small municipalities like us do. So it's very important that we have a good relationship with the county and cooperate, collaborate, and that's what we did in connection with the flood.